The Vampire of Blackwood, the true crime case that shocked the world. A dark, misty forest. Flashlights cut through the fog as investigators approach an abandoned Victorian mansion. It all started on a bitter October night. A group of hikers stumbled upon an abandoned mansion deep in the Appalachian woods of Blackwood. Inside, they made a discovery so horrifying that even veteran detectives struggled to explain it. 3 bodies, pale as ghosts, completely drained of blood. There were no gunshot wounds, no signs of struggle, just 2 small puncture marks on each victim's neck. Close-up of the victims' bodies. Investigators taking photos, one detective rubbing his temples in disbelief. The case immediately drew nationwide attention, not just because of the gruesome nature of the crime, but because of something even more disturbing. There was no trace of blood anywhere at the scene. It was as if it had vanished into thin air. The legend of the Blackwood Vampire. Old newspaper clippings appear on screen, headlines flashing, Blackwood's dark past, disappearances unexplained, the vampire of 1886. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a chilling history. Over the past century, Blackwood had been plagued by a series of unsolved disappearances, all with eerily similar details. Whispers of a vampire had haunted the town since the late 1800s. But no one truly believed it, until now. A shadowy figure lurking in the background of an old, grainy photograph. One name kept resurfacing in their research: Victor St. Clair. A reclusive aristocrat who once owned the very mansion where the bodies were found. The strange part? St. Clair was declared dead in 1896, but his body was never found. The modern investigation. A dimly lit police station. Detectives stare at an old case file with yellowed pages. Forensics confirmed the victims had died from complete exsanguination, total blood loss. But the method? Unexplainable. There was no evidence of surgical extraction, no traces of blood left behind, and, most chilling of all, no defensive wounds. It was as if the victims had willingly given their blood, or had been hypnotized. Surveillance footage from a gas station, timestamped just hours before one victim's death. A man in an old-fashioned suit, face obscured, standing eerily still in the background. Then came a breakthrough. Security footage from a nearby gas station showed the last known moments of one victim, Sarah Holloway. And right behind her, a tall figure in a long black coat, watching her every move. The footage had one glaring anomaly. No one recalled seeing this man enter or exit the store. It was as if he appeared and disappeared at will. A survivor speaks. A woman, mid-30s, shaking as she recounts her experience to detectives. Then, a terrifying revelation: someone had survived. Emily Carter, a local bartender, came forward with a story that sent chills down investigators' spines. She claimed that weeks before the murders, she met a man at her bar. He was charming, strangely elegant, and seemed fascinated by one thing: blood. Flashback reenactment. Emily talking to a mysterious man with piercing eyes in a dimly lit bar. Emily described him as otherworldly, his skin unnaturally pale, his presence almost hypnotic. But the strangest part? When she checked the security footage from that night, he wasn't in it. As if he had never been there. The mansion burns. The old mansion engulfed in flames as firefighters battle the blaze. Days later, the Blackwood mansion, site of the murders, mysteriously burned to the ground. No one knew how the fire started. But when investigators combed through the ashes, they found something horrifying. A charred coffin broken open, empty inside. Buried beneath the ruins was an old, coffin-like box, burned beyond recognition. But inside, no body. Only dust and aged scraps of Victorian clothing. Detectives exchanging tense glances as one holds up an ancient silver pendant with the initials VSC engraved on it. The final twist. News anchors reporting on the case, skeptical experts dismissing the supernatural theory. Authorities officially ruled the case as an unexplained homicide. The media dismissed theories of the supernatural, labeling them as mass hysteria. But then, the final twist came. A chilling last frame, a recent security camera screenshot from a high-end club in New Orleans. The same tall man in a black coat watching from the shadows. Weeks later, halfway across the country in New Orleans, surveillance footage captured a familiar figure lurking in the background of yet another missing persons case. The same eerie presence, the same old-fashioned attire, and the same piercing gaze. If Victor St. Clair had truly died in 1896, then who was this? A blood-stained note eerily similar to one found at the Blackwood mansion, placed on a detective's desk. The case of the Blackwood Vampire remains unsolved. Was it a brilliant serial killer obsessed with vampiric rituals? Or was something far older and more sinister still lurking in the shadows? One thing is certain. Blackwood is a town that will never forget its darkest secret. Sudden cut to black, then text appears. Do you believe the vampire of Blackwood was real? Let us know in the comments.